There was a note tucked between the pages. Park Seong-yu stopped. His father's old book. The cover was so worn that the title had nearly disappeared. A thick volume. He had taken it down from his father's bookshelf while sorting through the room. He opened it to flip through the pages and something caught at his fingers. Tucked into the middle of the book, a piece of paper, old and yellowed, folded. He removed it carefully and unfolded it. It was not his father's handwriting. Someone else had written this, pressed firmly with a pen. Old but still legible. To Seong-yu, this book belongs to your father. I held onto it far too long. I should have returned it sooner. I was not able to give it to him directly, so I am leaving it here for you. I will not give my name. Your father will know who this is. Seong-yu read it again and again. To Seong-yu, this person knew his name. They had known his father. They said the book belonged to his father. They had kept it too long. They would not give their name. His father would know. Someone had returned this book. They had come to this house while his father was still alive. They had not given it to his father directly. They had tucked a note inside and left it. His father had received the book and placed it on the shelf. Without saying a single word to Seong-yu, his father had died 38 days ago. Before dawn, he had come out of his room to find him on the floor. Heart failure. His heart had been weak for years. The evening before had given nothing away. Dinner, television, the usual cough, bed. Nothing more. The funeral had passed. His older brother came from far away and left after 3 days. Seong-yu remained alone. His mother had died when he was 16. After that, he and his father had lived together in this house. For 22 years, now only Seong-yu remained. He had not moved a single thing from his father's room. Not the cushion, not the teacup, not the slippers. For more than a month he had put off sorting. Today he had finally made himself go in. The bookshelf first. He had been pulling books down one by one. This one had the note inside. He looked at the book again. The cover nearly bare. He could just make out the title. A novel, an old piece of literature. He opened to the inside cover. His father's name written there in pen. Park In-ho. Old handwriting. His father's hand from many years ago. In the margins throughout the book, pencil lines. Small notations. His father had read this book. He had read it carefully. At some point he had lent it to someone. That person had kept it a long time. And then they had returned it. The next morning Seong-yu went to find the oldest resident of the village. A man named Cho Gi-chol, close to 80, who had known his father since they were young. He was sitting in the spring sun in his yard. Seong-yu showed him the note. The old man read the handwriting. He was quiet for a moment. His expression shifted. Then he said, "This handwriting. It might be Kim Tae-young. He and your father were close friends. They grew up together in this village. But Tae-young left a long time ago. More than 20 years. There was something he used to mention before he left. That he had a book belonging to your father. That he had not been able to return it yet. This must be that book." Seong-yu asked, "Do you know where Kim Tae-young is now?" The old man said, "A few years back. I heard he was living in a village near the river to the south. Whether he is still there I cannot say. He would be very old now." 2 days later Seong-yu boarded a bus. He carried the book. An hour and a half. A riverside village he had never visited. Warm April wind. The kind that no longer carries winter in it. He asked at a shop near the station for Kim Tae-young. The man there thought briefly and nodded. "I know him. Lives in the alley near the river. Getting well on in years." He walked. Gray walls on both sides. The river nearby. A spring sound the river made, different from winter. He found the house. Flower pots in the yard. Spring flowers open. Someone tending this place. He knocked. Light slow footsteps. The door opened. A man close to 80. Nearly all white hair. Many lines on his face. But his eyes were clear and present. An old cardigan. A book in his hand. He had been reading. He looked at Seong-yu. Then his eyes moved to the book in Seong-Yu's hands. They narrowed. Seong-Yu said, "My name is Park Seong-Yu. I am the son of Park In-ho. My father died 38 days ago. I found this while sorting through his belongings." He held out the book, and the note alongside it. The man's face changed. His eyes narrowed. He looked at the book, at the note. He reached out and took them, then stopped. He stood with the book resting in his open hands. He ran his fingers slowly over the cover, the worn surface. Then he opened to the inside cover. Park In-ho. He looked at his father's name. His eyes changed. Something old moved in them. He exhaled, long and slow. He said, "In-ho has gone. Come in." A small quiet room. Old furniture. Books on the table. Books he had been reading. An old pair of glasses resting between the books. A bookshelf on one wall, full. This man read. He sat across from Seong-Yu with the book between his hands. Seong-Yu said, "My father kept this book on his shelf. He never said a word about it. Not once in 22 years of living together. I found it today." The man set the book on the table. He was quiet for a moment. Spring wind outside, water from the eave. Then he began. "More than 20 years ago, In-ho and I grew up in the same village, same alley, same school. I borrowed this book from him when we were young. I wanted to read it. In-ho gave it to me without hesitation. Then I had to leave the village. It was sudden. I could not return the book before I left. I took it with me intending to send it back. Years passed, and more years. I felt uneasy about it. Then one day I was passing near that village. I went to In-ho's house. He was not home. You were there, a young boy. I did not know how to approach you directly, so I left the book at the door. Then your father came home from an errand and saw me in the alley. We spoke briefly. I gave him the book. I wrote the note and tucked it inside." Seong-Yu asked, "What did you and my father talk about?" The man thought briefly. Then it was short. A long time had passed. I asked if he was well. He said he was. I told him I was sorry I had kept the book so long. In-ho smiled and said, "It is all right. You read it, that is enough." That was all. Then we each went our way. That was the last time. Seong-Yu heard those words settle inside him. It is all right. You read it, that is enough. That had been his father. The way of saying very little and meaning a great deal. The way of not requiring an explanation. The way of letting things be what they were. 22 years of living beside this man and not knowing this part of him. The man continued, "After seeing In-ho that day I felt lighter. I had returned what I had held too long. And I had seen his face once more. That was enough." Seong-Yu said, "My father placed this book back on his shelf when he received it. He said nothing about it. That was his way, keeping things in their place, without needing to explain." Would you have tracked down the person who returned your father's book without leaving their name? Or would you have left it as your father's quiet memory and asked no further? The man pushed the book across the table toward Seong-Yu. Seong-Yu said, "Please keep it if you like. You read it. You carried it all those years." The man shook his head. "It is In-ho's book. It is your book now. And you came today. That is what matters. I know now that In-ho kept it on his shelf. He did not throw it away. He did not ignore what I left. That is enough." Seong-Yu took the book with both hands. Thick, old, his father's name on the inside cover in old ink. Pencil marks throughout the margins. Lines his father had drawn under words that mattered to him. Notes in his father's hand in the margins. This was a version of his father that had existed before the quiet evenings. Before the 22 years of shared meals and television and few words. A young man who read carefully and marked what moved him and lent his books to friends. On the bus home he held the book and looked out the window. Pale green fields, leaves on every branch, spring, completely here. He turned the book in his hands. He opened to a page at random. A line was underlined in pencil. Beside it, in small handwriting, yes. That was all his father had written. Just yes, a word that said everything. He came home after dark. He went to his father's bookshelf. He found the space where the book had been. The other books had shifted slightly to fill the gap. He eased them apart and placed the book back in its place. The place where his father had put it, where it had been sitting all these years without him knowing. He stood at the bookshelf for a moment. All those spines, all those books his father had read at some point in his life. Most of them before Seong-yu was old enough to ask about any of it. His father had not mentioned them. Seong-yu had not asked. 22 years of that silence between them. But the books had been here the whole time. The underlines, the margin notes, the quiet record of what his father had thought, and felt and found worth marking. Today Seong-yu had learned one page of it. Just one. Perhaps too late. But today was enough. What is carried in silence is not always gone. Sometimes it waits between the pages of an old book for 20 years. Waiting for someone to finally pull it from the shelf and open it all the way. If this story stayed with you, the next one begins here too.